Well, here we have it. New York Governor Cuomo resigns after sexual harassment findings. Technically speaking, personally, he should have resigned or all that type of stuff back with the whole entire senior housing with COVID. That, to me, still is, it's much, much worse than what this is. No, he pushed people to be killed, but he's resigning over this. Let's head on in. And it goes, faced with mounting legal pressures and demands for his departure from President Joe Biden and others, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo resigned on Tuesday following an inquiry that found he's sexually harassed 11 women. In a televised 20-minute address, Cuomo, 63, said his resignation would take effect in 14 days. A startling downfall for a man once seen as a plausible U.S. presidential contender. No, he should have never even been considered a contender. He put COVID patients in nursing homes. That right there, he should be tried for that. Even though he's no longer. No, he's going to be he should still be tried for that. I will say that. A Democrat who served since 2011 as governor of the fourth most populous U.S. state, Cuomo made the announcement after a week after New York Attorney General Letitia James released the results of a 5-month independent investigation that concluded he had engaged in conduct that violated U.S. and state laws. Again, I'm going to say I do think pushing COVID patients into nursing homes also violated state laws and federal laws and just morality. No, I mean, Democrats are the party of morals and stuff like that. They sure don't show it with stuff like this. Cuomo again denied any wrongdoing, shock, though he said he accepted full responsibility for offending the woman through what he characterized as ill-conceived attempts to be affectionate or humorous. Isn't that kind of something that you hear quite a lot with these type people? Now, I was attempting to be affectionate or humorous. Now, I will admit, I'll be the first. The whole entire Me Too movement and all that type of stuff. There is, it's dicey. Now, you sit there and you want to believe all women, but women can just as easily lie as a guy. Now, early on, just continue here. He said he had concluded that fighting the accusations while remaining in office would paralyze state government and cost taxpayers millions of dollars at a time when the coronavirus pandemic still poses a major threat. Yeah, tell that to the nursing home people who lost their loved ones in a nursing home because you pushed to put COVID patients back in there. But again, I digress. I think given the circumstances, the best way we can help now is to step aside and let government get back to government. And that's what I'll do. Yeah. Government, more mandates, shutdowns, just about everything most people don't want. The investigation, detailed in a 168-page report, found that Cuomo groped, kissed, or made suggestive comments to women, including current and former government workers, won a state trooper, and retaliated against at least one woman who accused him of sexual misconduct. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul, 62, and a Democrat from Western New York, will take over as the governor of the state of more than 19 million until the end of Cuomo's term in 2022, as outlined in the state's constitution, becoming the first woman to hold the post. New York is such a progressive state, and this is their first woman. Okay. Cuomo's resignation marks the second time in 13 years that a New York governor has stepped down in scandal, after Elliot Spitzer quit in 2008 over his patronage of prostitutes. New York governors apparently have a problem here. Cuomo also became the latest powerful man taken down in recent years following the rise of the Me Too social movement against sexual abuse and harassment that has shaken politics, Hollywood, and the business world and the workplace. And people are finding this one, again, this is what the Me Too movement has its good points, its bad points. At what point do you... There should be some questioning when a woman accuses somebody. No, it shouldn't be an automatic, he's guilty. Which is why I really haven't said anything about Cuomo about this. But apparently it's come out even more that he did do something. His resignation spared Cuomo from possible removal from the office through impeachment proceedings in the Democrat-controlled state legislature, which appeared overwhelmingly likely as lawmakers abandoned him in droves. Cuomo was elected to 3 terms as governor, as was his late father, Mario. He previously served as U.S. Department of House and Urban Development Secretary from 1997 to 2001 under former President Bill Clinton. Like his father, Andrew Cuomo never ran for president despite speculation about his possible ambition. He was hailed as a national leader last year, early in the COVID-19 pandemic, after delivering daily news conferences as the state became the U.S. epicenter of the public health crisis. Yeah, and nursing homes must take COVID patients, despite the fact they had a military ship hospital and a military hospital take patients and all that type of stuff, and those weren't used, but send them to the nursing homes. Good job, Cuomo. Local prosecutors in Manhattan, Nassau County, Alabama, that county, and Westchester County, for always gotta love that name. I always think of Bugs Bunny. Westchester. Anyways, said after the report released that they were looking into the matter and requested evidence from the independent inquiry. Last week, one of Cuomo's accusers, Brittany Comissio, filed a criminal report with the Alabama County Sheriff's Office based on her allegation that the governor groped her breast at the executive mansion in Albany last November. The sheriff told reporter his office would conduct a thorough investigation. Cuomo had for months denied escalating accusations of sexual harassment and renewed those denials after the investigative report was issued. But what was left of his political support crumbled after the findings were made public. Hours later, Biden, a friend of the governor for years, told reporters at the White House, "I think he should resign." Other prominent Democrats, including state's 2 U.S. senators, Chuck Schumer, needs to get rid of him, and Kirsten Gillibrand, and U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi, another person who needs to leave, also lined up in calling on Cuomo to resign. Investigators concluded that Cuomo and his aides created a toxic and hostile workplace in an office gripped by bullying and fear and intimidation. The complaints about sexual harassment emerged after broader criticism by Democratic politicians in New York that Cuomo governed through intimidation. Also see Kamala Harris on that one. Cuomo last year appeared to be a politician in ascent, presenting himself as an authoritative figure in televised news conferences on the pandemic. His image was burnished. Good grief. By television interviews with his younger brother, CNN host Chris Cuomo. In Tuesday's address, Cuomo flatly denied sexual harassment anyone and called the most serious allegations false. But he acknowledged that some of his behavior, including giving hugs and kisses, calling women honey, and clumsy attempts at humor, may have made some women feel uncomfortable. Now, I'm going to say this. If this really is all he did, some hugs, some kissing, maybe a kiss on the cheek type thing, and that type of stuff, I really don't consider this too much sexual harassment. This is the Me Too movement just going overboard. So I don't know what has gone on personally. He needs to be thrown in jail for what he did to the nursing home, but I've beaten that one to death here in this one. In my mind, I've never crossed a line with anyone, but I didn't realize the extent to which the line had been redrawn. There are general and cultural shifts that I just don't fully appreciate. Cuomo sought to defend his record as governor, touting his efforts to battle the pandemic as well as laws safeguarding gay rights and addressing gun violence. A Marist poll released a day after the report was issued showed that 59% of New Yorkers wanted Cuomo to resign, compared to 32% who said he should serve out his term and 9% who were unsure. And I like how they do this one. Among Democrats, however, only 52% favored resignation. Only 52%. Still over a majority right there. But it's only. Well, as I said, no, I still think he should be thrown into jail for what he did during the pandemic, but I don't know the full thing of the report. I didn't read the report. Now, if he was grabbing women's breasts, that's over the line behavior. If it was just a hug, to me that's different. But grabbing someone's breast, no, come on, you know better than that. But then again, he is a Democrat, and he thought he would get away with it. Well, let me know what you think. Good, bad? Should he be tried for other things besides this? Let me know. Leave a comment, subscribe, like. I'm on Rumble, great spot. I'm also on YouTube. They're getting shitty, but come on over, and I'll see you next video.